Alright guys, it's that time. We're back to do a palette declutter. I haven't done one of these in a while, and it needs to be done because I have too many again. Mostly because the ones that I did declutter the first time around just sat in a bag, and then I ended up doing another makeup look and thinking, oh, I could use that, and then I'd use it and go, oh no, I don't like the formula, blah blah blah. I'm human. I wasn't seeing my niece a whole lot, so I really didn't have time to drop any of the crap off anyway, but I'm going either tomorrow or Sunday, so I figure this is a good time to do it, because then I can drop it off and be rid of it forever. Plus, she appreciates it. She likes it. She's like me. We're going to go through this by brand, hopefully pretty quickly, because I don't want to be here all night, and I still have to go through the rest of my makeup as far as lipsticks, mascaras, highlighters, bronzers, cream products, all foundations, setting powders, you know. For now, we're just going to go through the eyeshadow palettes because they need to be called out. Now, the ones that I'm keeping, I'm going to stick in a box, and the other ones I'm going to stick in a chair beside me, and I'll bag up and we'll give to my niece, you know, either tomorrow or Sunday whenever I see her. So, that is pretty much what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started. These three, this is the Berry Kiss, Lemon Drop, and then Peach Fizz, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, honestly, I'm going to keep all of these. A, because I love the packaging. Is that a dumb reason to keep something? Yeah, it is, but I still love it, and I have all three, so I'm keeping them. The Socialite has a special place in my heart. The shimmers in this palette are absolutely amazing. They're to die for. The mattes are meh. I wish they would have done a better job on the mattes in this palette, because otherwise it's a 10 out of 10. The shimmers are just so creamy and buttery and so pigmented. They're like just metallic goodness. They're not, I don't know if this is a different formula than the other ones. I don't know what it is about this palette, but the shimmers in this one are so much better than the shimmers in any other LA Colors palette I've tried, so I'm definitely keeping this. Two of these ones. Where's the other one? There it is. I have Iris and I have Lotus. Now, out of the two, I'm going to keep Lotus and get rid of Iris, because this is the one I'm less likely to use. Let me do that this way, yeah. That is the one I'm less likely to use just because of the colors. This one attracts me more because it's blue, green, and gold. This one's like pink, purple, and like, I don't know, bronzy shade. I'm just more likely to use this one. So I'm going to keep this one and give her that one. This is just another LA Color palette. Doesn't really have a name. Oh, it's called Urban. But I'm going to go ahead and give her this because I've just never got around to using it. And I have tons of LA Colors anyway, so if I haven't used it yet, I'm not going to. Day to Night. When I first bought this, I thought it was gorgeous and I thought I was going to use it all the time. Until I realized it's another all shimmer palette. Why do they do that? I hate all shimmer palettes. I want everything in one palette. You know, my mattes, my shimmers, all of it. Just put it in one palette. It makes it so much easier. So this one's going to go to her. The LA Colors Brights palette I bought because I had bought a colorful palette off Amazon and I didn't like the formula or anything like that. So I'm definitely keeping this because I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but if I want to do a bright look, I can. Don't ask me how it got broke, but I'm definitely keeping that. The LA Colors Fancy. This one's had its day. And I am going to go ahead and probably declutter this one just because I have the Socialite and I don't ever find myself reaching for this one anyway. And I'm sure she'll appreciate it. So that one's going to go to my niece. These three. I have the Nude, I have the Rose, and I have the Glam. I'm keeping all of them just for the packaging, of course, again. That they have highlighters, and they do have the, you know, the shimmers and the mattes like I like, so. There's this one, which is Glam. If I can open them, geez Louise. This one is Rose. And then last but not least, I have the Nude. I am going to go ahead and keep them. If I don't get around to using them, I'll declutter them, but for now I am going to go ahead and keep them. Oh, I forgot I put the box over there, not down there. Next, Morphe. I'm probably going to end up keeping all three of these because I like Morphe shadows. This is the Madison Beer Channel Surfing Artistry palette. One of my faves. You can tell it's gotten quite a bit of use. Love this palette. This is the 9B Bronzed Babe. If I was going to get rid of any of them, it would be this one. Simply because I have the 9W Smoke and Shadow. And I prefer this one to this one. Just the color story, you know, that kind of thing. Now, I will use it, but it's got to be like a neutral day. I prefer these colors. So, if I was going to get rid of any of them, it would be that one. But I am going to go ahead and hang on to it for a bit longer and just see if I can't try to use it, because it's a shame. If I don't use it again, I'll declutter it. But I keep telling myself that I should just declutter it. See, I have a hard time getting rid of anything Morphe. I like Morphe. Profusion. I have a couple from them. I have the Romantic Rose, which is gorgeous and stunning. This is one of their 5-shade palettes that they just came out with recently. This is Delightful Delilah. Oh, I love this one. When you use this darker color and put this glitter on top of it, oh, it looks great. It looks amazing. I love it. This one is one of their 10-shade palettes. It's the Sapphires palette. I am going to go ahead and get rid of this one just because I prefer the formula in the larger palettes. These 10-shade palettes, I don't know if it's a different formula or whatever it is, but for some reason these just do not blend quite as well. Just don't work quite as well as the larger palettes do. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Enchanted. See, here's my problem. It's an all shimmer palette. I wasn't paying attention when I bought it, because if I was, you can guarantee I wouldn't have bought an all shimmer palette. But I've done it several times because apparently I don't pay attention. Again, I don't do an all shimmer palette just because I like everything in one palette. So I'm going to go ahead and give her that one. The Infatuation is an... See, here's the thing, is I bought this thinking I would use it all the time, and I don't think I've ever used it. I might have swatched it, but I haven't really, you can tell I haven't really played with it. I've just swatched the shimmers. So I am going to keep this and try and get some use out of it. My Love Struck is my very first Profusion palette that I ever got. Just look at these tones. The shades are gorgeous. I'm never getting rid of this. And honestly, for as old as it is, it still performs the same as the day I bought it. So, some palettes are weird. Like, they go off real quick. Other ones, like this one, I've had for a couple of years. You know, 2-3 years. And they're still going good. Going strong. Violet Voss. I have the Sweet Violet. And then I have Windflower. If I was going to get rid of either, it would be this one, because I'm not usually into a purple toned palette. I know I'm going to keep Windflower. I know I'm going to keep that one. This one is a maybe. It's a maybe. I might end up giving her that one. Depends on if I have another purple color story in here. Do I use them? No, but I want to have one just in case. These are both Maybelline palettes. I have the City Kits Pink Edge, and I have the Total Temptation. Now, here's my thing. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of both of these. I don't like the formula. It's so fragile, and they break so easy. Like, so if you're traveling or doing something like that, you can guarantee that these are going to break. I guarantee it. Regardless, I just don't like the formula. They don't blend as well. They're kind of chalky. They're not my favorite formula, and I have others that I prefer more, so these are going to go to her. I have a couple from Urban Decay, 3. I have my Urban Decay Negative 2, which I love. Gorgeous. I have my Urban Decay Born to Run, which, again, I love. Gorgeous, and I will never ever get rid of it. This is probably the favorite palette I have in my collection. And then I have the Negative Heat. Now this one I struggle with because I like Urban Decay's formula, but it just seems like no matter what look I do with this palette, they all end up looking the same. So this one's a maybe. I may end up getting rid of that one just because, like I said, I feel like all the looks I come up with that one are the same no matter what I do across the board. This I got on Amazon. It has 4 of them in it. It's from the brand Beauty Glazed, it looks like. Meet Your Match Eyeshadow Color Board. Just an Amazon one. I mean, they are pretty, but I've just never got around to using them. And I've had them for about a year. And if I haven't, oh look, there's that purple Color Story. I'll give her this one, and I will keep the Violet Gloss. That's what I'll do. She can have this one, I'll keep the Violet Gloss. Negative Heat still on the chopping block. I have 2 from BH Cosmetics. I have Galaxy Chic, which, even though it's an all shimmer palette, I am going to keep, simply because of the weight of the packaging. I'm sorry, I just think this is gorgeous. Stupid reason to keep something, considering I never use it, but I don't care. It's gorgeous, and I will never get rid of it, and it's probably the only palette I've ever bought that's an all shimmer palette that I don't use, but I will keep anyway purely because of aesthetic reasons. Color by Vacay is gorgeous. I mean, the shades, the blendability, it's just one of my, all-time favorite palettes, so I'm definitely going to keep Color by Vacay. I have 2 by Lancome. I have the Sparkling Sun and the French Riviera Warm. This is the French Riviera Warm, and this is the Sparkling Sun. If I get rid of either, it'll be this one because it's like a pinkish color story, and I don't do the whole pink color stories. I would rather have this one, but I've never used it either. So I want to keep it and try and use it and see if I like it first. If I don't, which I'm going to guess I don't, just because it's kind of a whole pink color story, then I'll declutter it. But for now, I'm going to keep it. I have 5 palettes from Wet n Wild. I have one of their little 10 shade palettes. This one is in Nude Awakening. I love Wet n Wild's eyeshadow formula. This is in Go Commando. This one is in Petalette, I don't know, however you pronounce that. This one is in Sundays. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the last one I have is Camouflage. You can tell I have a thing for silvers for some reason, because it's one I wear a lot. So I'm making a mental note. I like warm color story silvers. Gotta make a note of that, because honestly, I'm starting to see a trend. This one does have a pink in it, but I don't ever lean towards the pink. I lean towards the rest of them, so. Elf. These are the last group, and then we'll go through our singles, which we still have stacks of, so. This is the Everyday Smoky, which I kept the -2, so do I really need this? No. And I decluttered it last time. No, I don't. I'll give her that one. The Rose Gold Sunset I am going to keep just because these are my kind of tones. You know, the warm, toned kind of thing going on. Definitely keeping that one. And then I have a bunch of the little bite-sized eyeshadow quads. This one is in Cream and Sugar. This one's Carnival Candy. This one is Truffles. Oh, the one shade got put in here because the one shade in Truffles was empty. I had used it all and I wanted a full palette to reuse it, so I put that shade in it from Rosewater. We'll see if I actually end up using it, but Very Bad. Pumpkin Pie. And the one I'm probably going to get rid of is this one. This is from their Mint Melt Chocolate Mint. Honestly, these are just not as vibrant as the other ones, and it's not as blendable. The shadows just aren't as good in this one, so she can have that one. And I will keep Very Bad, Cream and Sugar, Carnival Candy, Pumpkin Pie, Truffles I'm going to go ahead and give to her too, because I just don't ever use it anyway. I kept 4, gave her 2, so not bad. We're gonna start going through the ones I only have like 1 of for the brand, which is quite a few, so. Oops, 1 sec. There we go. That's what I get when I try and pull crap into frame. Alright, first up, this is the Dulce Magnetic Palette. I don't really use this, however I keep it because it's magnetic and it has this highlighter that's beautiful and I can change out the shades. But I don't ever use it. The Freemantic Eyeshadow Palette. Highlighter is called Solstice. The shade names are all like actual names of chicks, like Amanda, Mila, Kinsley, Courtney, Hannah, Gigi, Hillary, and Tenley. That's a maybe. It'll go over there with the negative because I'm not sure about that. Butter London Natural Goddess is a definite keep. I just like the formula, and I think it's beautiful. Even if I didn't use the shadows, which I don't normally use them that much, I do use them, just not as much as I would like. The packaging is absolutely beautiful, so. Smashbox Cover Shot is an all shimmer palette, so can you guess what I'm gonna do? Yeah, she's gonna get that one, because it's an all shimmer. See, here's my thing, though. Every time I want to go give this away, I want to keep it because of the packaging. Look at that. But I don't ever use it. I'm simply keeping it because of the packaging. Too Faced Tickled Peach is another one I keep. Here's my thing. I don't use a lot of Too Faced. It smells amazing. It does really smell like peach. But here's my thing. Is I find that the shadows are not consistent across the board. Like, their mattes are sometimes blendable and sometimes not. They're really hit or miss when it comes to their palettes, like in their formula. It smells great, it just doesn't perform as great as I would like it to. The shimmers aren't as vibrant as I would like. So out of the 2, I'm going to keep this one because at least it has mattes to work with. So we'll put that in the maybe pile and keep this. I know I'm terrible. Sapphires palette from, oh no, this is another Maybelline. Oops. It's a Sapphires palette, but it's another all shimmer palette, so that's gonna go to her. Hard Candy, this one is Rich and Famous. I don't like the formula. I'm just not a big Hard Candy eyeshadow fan. I mean, I guess if you're into that kind of thing, you'd like it, but I just don't like their blend. Like, they're not blendable. They're very hard to work with. The shimmers are They're not the... I have others that I prefer, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Alright. We're getting there. Couple more. Oh, a few more. Revlon. This is the Moonlight Jewels. If I could open it. It is pretty. They are gorgeous, but I don't ever use them, so I'm going to go ahead and give this to her. It's like a cream formula. Milani 110 Rosy Revenge. Another one that I find that is not very travel friendly, so if you travel a lot, skip it, because it'll break. Regardless, I'm not a big fan of the if I could talk, the formula, because it's very powdery and chalky, so I'm going to go ahead and give that one to her. This is my Petite Pro from Bizart. No matter what, I like this. You can move the shadows, and you can do whatever, because these ones are magnetic too. Actually, I might switch the ones out of that one and put these in there. I don't know. It's an idea, but I'm definitely keeping that. The NYX Glitter Cream palette is okay, but I only ever use like one shade out of it, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to her. Believe Beauty Into the Blue. Gonna keep this. It's my only Believe Beauty palette, and I love their formula. I had an older one, but I think I gave it to my niece because I didn't like the colors in that one. But I love this one, so I'm definitely keeping this, and the formula is amazing, so. Belle and Argent. It's the Nude Intuitive Vision. Can you tell I've never used it? And you would think it would be right up my alley with those silvery shades, but I've just never touched it. I need to use this. If I don't use it by the next time I declutter, this one will go. Miami. She's gotten some use. I used to love this palette. The South Peach color is amazing. Still gonna keep that. I don't care. Now this Moods one from Laura Sanchez. It's okay, and I like the highlighter, but the colors, nah, they're meh. I'm gonna go ahead and give her this one. It's okay, it's just not my favorite. This I got from Amazon. It's just a little, it's got shimmers and lippies and blushes and a highlighter shade, and then like a foundation or a cover-up shade. I'm going to go ahead and give her this one. I just don't use it. Eyeshadow. This is some Chinese brand. Cocoa Venus, it looks like, is what it's called. But I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to go ahead and give her that one. This is Half Cake to Your Eyes Only. I am going to go ahead and keep this one because even though it has that pink in the middle, and like this pinkish purpley one, I still like it, so I'm going to keep it. They got a good formula, too. They're very blendable. This is the I Seek palette. This was that other colorful palette I was telling you guys I got off of Amazon. I'm not a fan of this. Just the formula, everything. I'm just not a fan of this. I'm going to go ahead and give her this one. Which is why I picked up the other one from LA Colors. Alright, The Bomb and the Beautiful, Episode 1. Never used it. Pretty, but I've just never used it. This is a maybe. Complex Culture Day to Night. This has had its day. I did use this once, for all kinds of stuff. But honestly, I can dupe these colors. I have them in other palettes, so this is just going to go. Golden Hour Beauty for Real. Definitely keeping this one. I love the colors in this one, and they're gorgeous, so definitely. If nothing else, look at that blue. Oh, definitely keeping that. Nudes, Juvia's Place. It's the only Juvia's Place palette I have. It's nudes. Definitely going to keep this because I love their formula. I would love to get some more eyeshadows from them. They're like an indie brand, but they're great. This is Otherworldly by Fluid. I think they're like an indie brand too, but look at that green down the bottom. Are they not gorgeous? Yes. Definitely keeping. W7 Dust to Dawn, I'm going to go ahead and give to her. It just has a matte and then a corresponding shimmer at the bottom, which is okay if you like that kind of thing, but I've never reached for it. I don't find myself ever using it, so that one's going to go to her. My NARS Make Up Your Mind palette. Now, I'm definitely keeping this, simply because it has my NARS Laguna bronzer, my Orgasm blush, and it has a lot of their popular eyeshadows in it. So I'm definitely keeping this. Mercury Retrograde by Huda Beauty. Definitely keeping this. Look at this. Is that not just gorgeousness in a palette? And I love her packaging. Huda's packaging is amazing. Alright, last two. Illuminati by Isabella Badoa. This is another one of the, this is like one of the only ones I have of like pastel-y colors, which is great. I love this palette. And then the other one I have is my Tinkerbell palette. I got this from Disney. It's okay. It's not the best formula in the world, I'll tell you that. Honestly, I keep it mostly for looks because the formula you think for being Disney, they would have came up with a better formula, but apparently not. I'm still going to keep it just because it's Tinkerbell, and I love Tinkerbell, but we're down to our maybe pal, which consists of our Smashbox, our Bomb and the Beautiful, Dulce, and Naked Heat. I'm going to keep Dulce and Naked Heat, and I'll give her the Bomb and the Beautiful and Smashbox. Again, because it's shimmers and I don't use it anyway. And then we'll be back and we'll do bronzers and highlighters, and then we'll go through all my lipsticks and all that crap. But for now, that's eyeshadow palettes that I can drop off either tomorrow or Sunday. Alright guys, that's it for tonight.